Have you heard of Project Zomboid? I just started playing it again for the first time in about a month, and it is excruciatingly stressful. And the longer I played, the more I thought about what makes it so overwhelmingly anxiety-inducing. In case you don't know what Project Zomboid is, it's a 2D zombie survival game focused on realism and difficulty. I know 2D and realism don't usually fit in the same sentence, but somehow it works. The game is purely based on dying repeatedly until you live long enough to fortify a base until that too is eventually overrun. Nothing lasts forever, and the game is quick to remind you of your own mortality the second you get too cocky. But then why is the game so focused on making you die over and over again considered fun and adored by its massive player base? And what aspects of the game make it so difficult and stressful? Well, after playing this game for far too many hours, I finally figured it out. This is why Project Zomboid is so fun. You can't handle the frying pan, get the fuck out the kitchen! What the fuck? What the shit? Where did you even come from, dude? You start the game in a seemingly empty house in one of the main locations of Knox County, the area at which the game is set, with you being able to choose between Riverside, Muldraugh, Louisville, and Rosewood as your beginning points of the game. You'll spawn with no items and little to no clothes. And at the very beginning, the odds are against you. You can only see within your small field of view, with everything behind you or walls completely invisible. As you creep around your home, you'll want to stay crouched as to not attract any unwelcome guests in or around your house. While looking around, you may or may not find a simple weapon like a bat, knife, or even a guitar. In your kitchen, there may be fresh food, canned beans, or fruits, or nothing at all. And while your half-naked polygon of a character is searching for a means to survive, you should like and subscribe. But staying inside your house and waiting out the apocalypse isn't ever really an option. Over time, zomboids who hear you moving within your house will make their way over to you. And with all the blinds in your house wide open, all it takes is for them to peek inside for a second to see you defenseless in your own home, and for them to try and break in. At this point, you have two options. Stay inside and wait for the zomboid to come to you and try to bash the head in without getting bitten, or make your way out of a different entrance and abandon your home altogether. Regardless of either decision, you will eventually have to leave your home for either food, equipment, or because it's overrun with zomboids. This is a good time as ever to mention that the outside is crawling with zomboids. You can't walk 5 feet outside without seeing at least a few groups of them looking for the next diabetic Kentucky resident to devour. And lucky for you, you're at least a tad bit faster than them. Meaning, as long as you're uninjured, you'll be able to outwalk them. And as the zomboids are slow and relatively weak, you can shove the first few over and stomp their heads in easily. After leaving your home and exploring, you will undoubtedly acquire more equipment and either kill or run away from a multitude of zomboids. But sooner or later, because of a horde of zomboids or just bad luck, you will die. More than likely, your cause of death will be a zomboid bite instead of something like overheating, but nevertheless, your character will eventually succumb to their environment and die afraid, alone, and forgotten. And after you're done punching holes in your monitor and screaming nonsensically, you'll hopefully click Create New Character. This is where the fun begins. With everything that you've learned from your last life, you're now able to maneuver zomboids quicker, you know where to look for food, medicine, and equipment, and implement them in your new character. This is also a good time to pick out new traits for your characters to make them even stronger than the last. Picking more disadvantages so you can gain more advantages becomes more worth it as you learn how to do things better. Inevitably, you'll die again and again, learning from each life until eventually you create a character that lives longer than all the others. You'll finally be able to start maxing out your skills like carpentry and foraging, maybe build yourself a new base or start a garden. This is where the game gets more anxiety-inducing. The longer you live, the cockier you'll get. With your character now fully equipped, you feel always invincible. But all it takes is setting off a house alarm or accidentally attracting too many zomboids to remind you that you are not invincible. It brings you back to when you first started playing. That feeling of worry, being desperate to survive, to let your character whom you've poured hours upon hours into live another day. The game quickly makes you switch your mood between surviving no matter the sacrifice to enjoying a can of beans in an abandoned house. If you don't leave relaxation at home, then you die. If you relax too much at home, then you die. Don't lock your doors and close all the blinds in that house that you're staying in temporarily? Well, when you take that well-earned power nap, you might be eaten alive by the mailman. It's incredibly draining yet so fucking rewarding. Every time you clear out an area after desperately trying to eliminate groups of zomboids, you're hit with a wave of dopamine. It's almost impossible to explain how nice it feels to kill a horde of zomboids that would have killed you in seconds if it weren't for your new equipment. But eventually, usually as a result of your own pride, this character will die in a blaze of glory. Or you'll get bitten and drink bleach like it's a new 2016 YouTube trend. What makes Project Zomboid so special is the ridiculousness of it. Why would we want to play this game over and over? How can we take each failure, each death as a method of improvement? Because the game makes it fun. Project Zomboid teaches us perseverance. One must imagine Sisyphus as an enjoyer of Project Zomboid. The feeling of intense emotion, adrenaline, risk, reward, driving a van through a horde of zombies and blowing it up. It's something games are barely able to emulate, especially AAA titles. What makes Project Zomboid so great is its unique approach to life, death, and pure chance that makes you want to keep playing. Everything from farming, building, exploring, and even entering a house gives an entirely new experience every time you do it. You might trigger a house alarm when opening a window or break into a car while running away from zomboids just to realize that car has no fucking fuel. So many things can go wrong, which is what makes things you would think are simple less so. Hell, I haven't even mentioned multiplayer, but when you join a dedicated RP server or just play with a couple of your friends, the game becomes even more fun as you try your best to survive the apocalypse as a couple of idiots with Breaking Bad characters. The stressfulness, risk, reward, and funny moments in between are what make Project Zomboid so great. But you know what else would be great? Liking and subscribing if you like this video. Only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so be cool and do it. And drink bleach in Minecraft.